Good evening, Crypto Mo Star here. As you may have noticed, I've changed my name since last time. It was Crypto Mo, now it's Crypto Mo Star. I'm trying to build up a little brand here, and Crypto Mo is actually some other guy on YouTube who's taken my name, what I didn't realise. So I'm Crypto Mo Star. I just wanted to do another video because a lot of people were really interested in the smart contracts, and I want to try and help people out in that respect. The ChatGPT was fantastic, but if you actually want to start using some smart contracts in live production, you're probably going to need something that's been tried and tested. So I wanted to introduce you to TronHub. Now, those of you who know me will know that I'm on the team that has developed this. It is a minimum viable product, and what that means is basically that it has enough features for it to be usable. We're currently building on that to try and make it a lot better, and in the coming weeks and months there are going to be a lot more contracts deployed and a lot more features and tools available. But I just wanted to give you a quick overview of what it is and how you can use it now and what it's going to become, and the vision for it. So tronhub.dev is the URL. Here you'll just see a brief introduction about what it is. So it's a suite of Tron, I'll just read this off here, a suite of Tron utilities to help onboard users and businesses by abstracting some of the complexities required to build and deploy smart contracts. So one of the biggest things that I've noticed in my space is that there are a lack of developers in the world. I'm not sure about in other countries, but I know in the UK this is definitely quite a high demand. So then you look at Web3 and there are even less developers available for Web3, but there's a lot of interest in people creating Web3 products and don't necessarily have the funds or the right skill set to be able to make that work. But if you look at Steve Jobs, for example, he made one of the biggest software companies in the world, but yet he couldn't write a line of code. So you shouldn't let that stop you. Everybody has their own skills in different areas, and with TronHub and you know with help from different systems, you can make your projects come to life. So I'm just going to go into do a little demo of TronHub at the moment. It is, like I say, a minimum viable product, so in time there's going to be a lot more coming. So let's just log in. So first of all, we're presented, okay, that was straight in, didn't expect that. I want to show you the login screen. So it's a standard Web3 login. So what it'll do, it will sign a message, and then it will validate that the user who signed the transaction is the account holder for that address. So that gives everybody their own sort of login and area to work with within TronHub. So let's just log that in. So all that's going to do is it's going to sign the string. There's nothing nefarious there or odd. So then you're presented with the dashboard. The dashboard contains some information on there, Tron related stuff, so the accounts on Tron, the current price, and it also pulls price data from justmoney.io. So this, any tokens that you've got in your wallet that are listed on there will display here. So that's just a little feature there that I thought was pretty cool. Okay, so the types of contracts that you're able to use with TronHub at the moment are quite limited. So we've got a TRC20, so you can create a new token. So if you had an idea for something that required a token, you had a standard token and you wanted to call it my token, for example. Let's call it my T with the name of my token. Then you could go through and you could define the number of decimals. So in this case, I want it to be 18 with a max supply of 1,000. It's as simple as that. So once you've defined those parameters, it'll be quite easy for you to then compile and deploy that contract. So if we look at the NFT side of it, so this is a little bit more involved. So we've got an NFT contract, which will be a custom contract once deployed, you alone. So let's just call it my NFT. Okay, now if we go next, I'm just going to show you a couple of the parameters in here. So you want to set your max supply. So if you want it to be 1,000 mint, we can do that, and then we set the TRX price for each mint. So we'll do 500. You provide the metadata URL. So the metadata URI, in this case, will point to a JSON object which will contain the information about the NFT. So as you can see, there's a little example here based on the Tron Ninjas one. So it contains the URL for the image and the name and an animation if there is one, and then you've got another object which contains attributes. So at the moment you do have to create the metadata yourself, but we are working on a solution to allow users to easily create metadata who aren't familiar with it. So we've also got a whitelist feature here as well. So if you click the whitelist feature, you'll set a whitelist price, and then what will happen, the contract will be created in a way which allows you to then add users' addresses, and if users are on the whitelist, they will get the whitelist price. Okay. You go next, metadata URL, let's just put google.com for now, just so we can move on. And then you can compile and then deploy that smart contract, and that smart contract will be owned by you, unlike some other systems which they still own the contract, but you use it. So we actually had a lot of interest in the staking contracts, so let me just show you the NFT staking contracts, because there are actually a few out there in the wild at the moment. Let me just see if we can find one. Old NRG contract. Let's just call it TronHub staking. Okay, so that is not what it's called. NFT. There we go. As you can see, on the live blockchain, there are several contracts which have been deployed, which are TronHub NFT staking contracts. So that's great. They're being used, and that's brilliant, because it was easy to use, and users were able to get that going. So if you know any NFT projects out there on Tron which don't yet have a staking contract, they can literally deploy one in 5 minutes using TronHub. So let me just look at and show you some of the contracts that have been compiled, because it's a two-part process. You set your parameters, it compiles the contract, and then over here you've got a list of contracts that you can then deploy to the blockchain. So let's just look at this. This is a pre-compiled contracts page. Once it's deployed, you'll be provided with a contract address, and then you can interact with it on the Tron blockchain. Now we're currently working on template sites, which is a precursor to microsites. What that is, it's a UI that you can wrap around your contract, which will allow you to interact with it, or allow your users to interact with it. Let me show you an example of that. So this is a test site where we are going to use a staking address, a token staking contract, and we're going to pass in the token address here. And when we do that, what it will do, it will provide you with a complete UI. This is for a TRC20 staking contract, and it will give you everything you need to get going. Now, of course, this URL is ugly, but there are ways that you can integrate that into your site seamlessly through URL masking. And that's the next step. We're going to work towards microsites, which are going to have a lot more features and be editable and configurable. So you're going to be able to change the design of this. You'll be able to change some of the wording and how users interact with it. But for now, this is a template site, which is a precursor to microsites. And let me just show you how that works. So if I just connect to my Tron wallet, you can see that I've got 7,000 tokens staked. Oh, the total is 7,000. My stake here is 3,000. And then you can unstake it, stake it, or you've got your rewards here that you can withdraw. So if I just go to stake, we'll flip that over, and that will give me my balance and how much I want to stake. So that's giving me a prompt here to sign the transaction, and away we go. And it's as simple as that. So that's what's coming next for TronHub. That was just a little sneak peek of what's to come, and how that's going to be useful for users on Tron, or for anybody that wants to create a project. And these are very limited at the moment. It's basic. So we've got NFT staking, we've got TRC20 staking, we've got a lot more things coming soon which are going to be extremely useful and highly configurable, which is the key there to make it work. So we've got a little support section here as well, which takes you to our Telegram group, and if you want to come over there and join in, ask some questions or put some requests in for different types of contracts, that's absolutely fine. And if we look at the documentation, we also have some limited documentation which basically just goes through what I've gone through, but we will grow that in time to be a lot more comprehensive. Okay, I think that's everything. Thanks for watching again, and I hope this has been related to the last video and it's something you find interesting. I'll continue to think about some new ideas for making videos and different types of videos that I think that people will enjoy, and then we'll see where it goes from there. So thanks for watching. See you later. Bye.